Okay, number 1 on the homework. You have a kayak traveling across a pond at a speed of 8 meters per second in the direction of south 67 west. Let me get a black marker. Okay, south 67 west. So that means this is 67 degrees. And so our trig angle would be, this is 23 degrees then. And so 180 and 23 would be 203 degrees. So give the speed of the kayak in component form would be V equals 8 cosine 203 degrees, 8 sine 203 degrees. And so V equals 8 cosine of 203 degrees is negative 7.36. And sine of 203 degrees times 8 is, you should get negative 3.13. So that's number 1. Number 2, Amy's pulling a wagon with a force of 30 pounds up a hill at an angle of 25 degrees. So 25 degrees up the hill, a force of 30 pounds. Give the force exerted on the wagon as a vector and as a linear combination of units vectors I and j. Okay, so we would have 30 cosine of 25 degrees and 30 sine of 25 degrees. So you got 27.19, and the sine would be 12.68. Okay, and then if you put that in unit vectors, it would be 27.19i plus 12.68j. So this is number 2. Okay, let's look at number 3. Peyton and Tanner were lifting a large boulder and relocating it with a property. Peyton is pushing the boulder with a force of 100 newtons at an angle of 55 degrees with respect to the x-axis. Okay, so let's just get this. First one would be 55 degrees. That doesn't look like 55. Looks like 45, so let's just make it a little bigger. Okay. With how much force? 110. And so this is 55 degrees. Tanner is pulling the boulder with a force of 160 at an angle of 42 degrees with respect to the x-axis. So then we have one that's 42 degrees. Okay. So, and he is pushing it 165 newtons, so he's pushing it further. Okay, find the magnitude and direction with respect to the positive x-axis of the resultant force. So we just need to get both of those vectors in component form. So this would be 100, the first one is, let's call it V1, is 110 cosine of 55 degrees and 110 sine of 55 degrees. And V2 is 165 cosine of 42 and 165 cosine, sine of 42. Now we're going to add V1 plus V2 and do the cosines at the same time. So when you put that all into the calculator, you got 185.71 and 200.51. And so we want the magnitude, so V1 plus V2 is equal to the square root of 185.71 quantity squared plus 200.51 quantity squared. So you should get 273.51 looks like 30 if you're doing to 2 pounds. No, what was it? Newtons. Gotta get the force right. It was in newtons. Newtons. Okay. And then it wants the directional angle. So theta is inverse tan of 200.51 over 185.71. So if you put that in your calculator, you should get 47.19 degrees. So theta equals 47.19 degrees. So there's the magnitude and there's the direction. Okay, I'll start in the next video.